Good morning, B9 Millionaires and guests. My name is Leighton Campbell. I am the president of First Allegiant Insurance. Today we're going to talk about a couple things. I'm going to give you a little bit of my background. I'm going to discuss what we do, the industries we focus on, and I'm going to talk to you about some success stories we've had over the past 12 months. So this is a picture of my family. This is our daughter Charlie, our son Vincent, and my mom. We went to a Marlins game. We probably went to 10 to 15 this year. Had a bunch of fun at the games. On the bottom is our son Anderson. That picture is very deceptive because he never stays still. He is constantly on the go. So that is not a true representation of who he is. And then again, our son Vincent, he's at my desk with his feet kicked up, getting a lay of the land of the insurance industry. So one of the things I really enjoy doing is making my children laugh. So what we've started doing is putting the videos on YouTube. So the one to the left is our doing a Harlem Shake in our living room. So if you want to check those out, feel free to go there. And the other one is what we've done a lot and have a blast doing is let's make a deal, and we do it for real money. Small amounts, but they have an absolute blast, so you can check that out. Into the professional, I'm sorry, not professional yet, the personal still. I'm a big Star Trek fan. I know it's kind of dorky, but it's the truth. And in the process of putting this together, I realized how much my company logo looks like the Federation logo. It was completely coincidental. I also enjoy the shooting sports, and I am a certified firearms instructor. I went to the Olympics as a spectator in 2004. One of my goals was to watch the 100-meter finals at the Olympics, so I went to Greece. It was the centennial anniversary of the Olympics, and it was the coolest sports experience that I have ever been a part of. It was absolutely electric. So, now into the professional. I've been a licensed insurance agent for about 13 years. 90% of that has been specifically focused on business insurance. I have the highest designations you can get for the industry that I'm in. The one that I'm kind of most proud of is my Charter Property and Casualty Underwriting designation. What that basically means is I've spent 2 years studying in detail and going through a rigorous process to know everything specifically about business insurance. So what we do is we help business owners manage their risk. So what are some risks that business owners face? One of the risks that business owners face is that an employee is injured on the job. If they have vehicles, that there may be an accident on the road. We live in Florida, so 6 months out of the year we have the threat of a hurricane. There's lawsuits for various reasons that businesses are faced with, and if you're a professional and you have a professional service, your service that you provide to your client could cause them to lose money. They may not be happy with that. You may be sued, and that's another thing that we help out with. So when it comes to risk, there's 4 things that you can basically do with it. You can avoid it, you can reduce it, you can retain it, or you can transfer it. Basically, where I spend most of my time is helping my customers transfer their risk to an insurance company. But if you look at an example, for example, let's say you looked at a auto service and repair shop, like a repair shop, an auto repair shop. An example of them avoiding risk would be them deciding that we're not going to do any modifications to a vehicle that's not up to manufacturer specifications. So they're not going to put nitrous in your car, they're not going to lower your car, they're not going to jack it up, they're just going to do what the manufacturer says they can do. And that is them basically avoiding the risk that one of their modifications is going to cause an issue that is going to basically land back on their plate. An example of that same business doing something to reduce their risk would be them posting a sign that says, no customers allowed in the repair area. That's not to say a customer is not going to go out there and hurt themselves, but them putting that sign out there and that being a company policy will reduce the risk that could happen. An example of them retaining the risk would be, they have a parts truck that goes around and picks up stuff, makes deliveries. it's a 1995 Chevrolet S10 pickup, it's $2,000 to replace. They may say, you know, I don't care if a tree falls on it, I don't care if someone steals it, it really doesn't mean a lot to us for physical damage standpoint, so we're just not going to insure it for that. We will retain the risk. But something that they would never do is they would never retain the risk for a catastrophic loss. That could be a couple different things. That could be their $100,000 or $1 million building burning down or being blown away by a hurricane. That would be something they would want to transfer. That could be a vehicle that they work on, they don't do something right, and a person is in an accident, it's a big accident, there's bodily injury or death involved. They don't want to retain that risk. They want to transfer it, and that's where I help them. So the transaction of transferring risk, basically a business takes the risk that they don't want to retain, and they send it to an insurance company. Now the insurance company, and every insurance company, assesses a value to that, and that's where your insurance premiums come into play. One of the things that I help my clients with is a lot of times the market is going to fall within a certain range, and insurance companies are going to charge around the same amount for for a particular risk. But what sometimes you'll see is that an insurance company will be a really good company, but their rates will be below market. And that is a really good opportunity for my clients, and I help them find those scenarios. So this transaction, this agreement with the insurance company is not on a handshake. It's done by a policy, and it's a contract. And your insurance policy will not do anything that it doesn't say it will do. It's a formal agreement. So where I make my living is when I am introduced to a prospective client, I will go and talk to them, and I'll ask them, what do you think your insurance policy will do? And I get an understanding of what they think it will do and what they want it to do. And then I'll read their policy, and I'll find out what it exactly will do. And when those two things do not line up, it is an opportunity for me to bring on a client, address the needs that they have, and really just educate them to what they have. The worst thing that can happen for a client, for a business client, is for them to have a loss and that claim not work out the way they thought it would be. Either it's significantly paid at a reduced amount, or there's no coverage. Those things happen. So the types of policies that we have and that I could help our clients out with: commercial property, commercial auto, professional liability, general liability, workers' compensation, and more. Much more. We do very niche policies also, like pollution liability, sexual harassment and discrimination policies, so crime policies. There's a lot of different things that we do. These are the main things. So this is just a list of the different types of businesses that we insure. If you've been in this group for a while, you've heard this, and if you're newer to the group, then if you think of a business where their employees on their front lines get their hands dirty or sweat while they're working, that is a good referral for me. And the reason is because those businesses have higher risk, so some of the risk management stuff that I can do can really impact them in a positive way, and usually they're a bigger opportunity for my business and kind of what my experience has been in those blue-collar types of industries. Show me the money, right? We've all seen Jerry Maguire. So everything you said, Leighton, that sounds great. You know, I'm sure you're a great guy. I'm sure your agency is awesome. What do you really do for clients?
You were in that movie?
I was in that movie. That's me.
No.
So
Feel your qualm, brother.
you feel it? Do you feel it? All right. So here's some of the success stories we've had over the past 12 months, and these are real numbers. And Jay will tell you that any money you save on your insurance goes right to your bottom line. Right to your I believe. So if you can say, Jay, do you agree with that statement?
I agree with it.
Okay, this has been certified. So, so recently, we saved a staffing company $9,000. They were in the JUA, which, trust me, it's a nightmare. And if you can get someone out of the JUA for the workers' comp pool, it's a huge impact, $90,000 right to their bottom line. A healthcare company, 30 grand, food distributor, 4 grand, funeral home, 5,000, funeral home, 10,000, funeral home, 7,000, HVAC contractor, 3,000, physician, 2,000. So these are real numbers, real dollars, and hopefully that looks good to you. But here's the kicker. In every single one of these situations, we improved their coverage. They did not give up anything to come to me. We got them better coverage than they had before. And the kicker on top of that is that some of these situations were an insurance nightmare. They had multiple policies, multiple agencies, duplicate coverages, just kind of a mess. And we streamlined the process for some of these people. So while they still may have multiple policies, it's one phone call now as opposed to 5 different phone calls. And you have a claim and you're like, who do we send this to? You just pick up the phone, you call Leighton, and we take care of it. Again, Leighton Campbell, First Allegiant Insurance. Our business is
Your business.
Let's go a few minutes here if you have some questions. Jeff?
Obviously, with trying to get you a referral, one of the biggest objections I've gotten is, well, my policy's not up for 6 months or 8 months. What's the proper time frame? How do you plant seeds? What's the right thing to, how do we position you when you get that objection? Because that seems to be my most common objection.
Well, what I would say is that, you don't want to wait till the last minute. Like I'm talking, someone gives you the objection and this is what you're saying in response. You don't want to wait till the last minute to meet someone who may be able to help you out. You may want to meet him in advance, you may not like the guy, you want to get a chance to get to know him, know how he does business, and that will give you an idea if you want to work with him. And not only that, but there is a lead time that is involved. One of the things that people I talk to hate a lot is getting their proposal a day or two or a week before it expires. So if you want to bring me in at the last minute, you're going to get your proposal at the last minute or not in time. If you bring me in months in advance, you can have 45, 30 days to have my proposal, review it, compare it, and so on.
Workers' comp, I understand, is a regulated rate. Where is the benefit from going from one broker to the other or one carrier to the other? What can you do different?
The difference is, one of the differences is a dividend. Different workers' compensation carriers have different dividends, so some are more aggressive than others. Not everyone qualifies for a dividend. There's certain premium levels and so on and so forth, but that can be one distance, and the way that claims are administered. Some insurance companies have special investigation units that investigate fraud. They have on-duty nurses that will help someone through the process to get them back to work quicker. So while the rates may be the same, the administration of it is the difference.
All right, great job, Nick.